Wimba wappa 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 wimba
Ang system ko
wimba wappa wimba wappa wimba wappa wimba wappa wimba wappa wimba wappa wimba
Ang system ko
kung
ang trades mo'y palaging talo, mag-CFT ka na. Kung ang losses mo ay tumodo, mag-CFT ka na. Ang system ko ikaw ay palaging FOMO, mag-CFT ka na. Kung ang port mo'y di nagbabago, mag-CFT ka na. Ang system
What is Trading Republic? No, wait. Who cares? The question is, what can Trading Republic be for you? And you know what they say? Show, don't tell. Join the best trading community ever.
Hello trader, welcome to the ZFT universe. You are about to see the exciting worlds in ZFT that has garnered rewards and media features, created trading champions and financially free Filipinos, at nagpatakbo ng events all over the world. Hailed as the best trading community ever. Excited ka na ba? This is the Trading for Rookies universe. Admission is free as long as you answer all the necessary details. Bawal ang troll dito. Trading for Rookies is best for beginners with absolute zero experience. From the basics of opening accounts, reading charts, differentiating traders versus investors. Andito lahat. Libre lang ito, so take advantage. May 6 houses dito. House of Hydra, Griffin, Dragon, Chimera, Centaur, Phoenix. At namumuno sa kanila ay ang mga Kaizen Aces or the house leaders. Now, you can see the Blueprint Planet. Ang Blueprint naman ay isang online course na pwede mong i-take kahit saan, kahit kailan. Walang expiration, kaya perfect ito sa mga busy. Blueprint teaches the basics of stocks trading. So if you're a beginner trader, this is for you. May community din ang Blueprint called Blueprint First Class. Dito, may live Q&A every month for course finishers. Kasama na sa one-time payment mo yan. Blueprint is a very affordable way to jumpstart your education in trading with technical analysis. Next, Technical Intensive. Technical Intensive ang pinakamabentang planeta sa ZFT universe. We call the traders here Titans. Mabigat ang trading nila dito, pero ang gaganda ng transformation ng traders na sumasali dito. If you're a high beginner to intermediate trader, this is for you. Lalo na kung wala ka pang system. ZFT teaches you the best selling system you can use. Ang maganda pa dyan, Pwede mo itong gamitin kahit anong trader specialty ka pa. Di ipipilit sa'yo ang momentum specialty kung trend follower ka. Along with technical analysis, may trading psychology and risk management. Titans also get to join the premier aftercare course called Trading Republic for free. Maganda dun, mamaya puntahan natin. Ngayon, dito naman tayo. This is the immersion program. Sa immersion program, ang tinuturo na dito hindi na technical analysis system. Kahit anong system meron ka, tuturuan ka nila dito kung paano mo pa mas gagalingan at i-increase ang edge mo sa market. Ang bagay na dito yung mga high intermediate to advanced traders na. Kasama na rin ang admission nila sa Trading Republic dito. Ngayon, dito naman tayo sa masterclass. Minsan lang magbukas ang masterclass. Iilan lang din ang pwedeng makapasok. Ito ang pinaka-comprehensive sa lahat na umaabot halos 4 to 6 months ang mentoring. It starts with the mindset, to technical analysis, at pati na rin ang immersion program kasama na din dito. Ito yata ang pinakamabigat na kurso sa buong trading universe ng ZFT. If you're ready to invest in your trading from start to finish, this is the place to go. Now. Our tour is almost finished. Our last planet is called the Trading Republic. Lahat ng citizens galing blueprint, technical intensive, immersion program, at masterclass ay pwedeng sumali dito. This is the community that you can ultimately go to para matulungan kang i-execute ang natutunan mo sa ibang planet sa ZFT universe. Hindi naman kasi automatic after mo matuto alam mo na rin siya gawin. Ito na yata ang pinakamasayang planeta sa lahat. May mga games, contests, cash prizes, limpak-limpak na continuous education webinars, one-on-one consultations at kung ano-ano pa. Dito mo rin matatagpuan ang mga Mavericks. Sila ang professional traders na funded ng ZFT. Mga dati lang din silang students na ngayon funded traders na. Pwede mong gawin career aspiration yun. Do you want to be a funded trader with losses covered? Dito mo lang makikita yung ganyang alaga at tiwala. So, that's it. That is the super big ZFT universe. Do you have any questions? Message us and we'll help you board one of the planets soon.
Yun! Good evening everyone and good morning and good afternoon kung nasaan man kayo sa mundo na nakikinig sa amin. And welcome to Trading Republic's Radio Talks. No? So I'm Gela, I'm one of the trading leaders in TR and I'm here with Liz.
Hello! Good evening, everyone! Grabe, it's our first, I think, live session of TR Radio Talk, right? No? So, ito yung first time na i-share natin sa public so they can have a sneak peek of what are the things that we're doing inside the Trading Republic.
Yes.
apart from trading and playing games.
Right. So, ang TR Radio Talks, guys. So, this is something that we do weekly, no? Every Monday at 9 p.m. So, we decided na to have this public for the first time so that everyone can also see what we do inside Trading Republic. So, for tonight, ano ba yung topic natin, Liz?
So, tonight, I think we're gonna talk about what are the things that you guys should start doing in your 20s because I'm not in my 20s anymore.
No, 20s ka pa.
Well, technically 20s pa, but wala na by next year.
Right. Okay. So before we start, no, shoutout muna tayo sa lahat na nagko-comment. So if you could start with the shoutout, Liz.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, so welcome Jan Ray. Ayan, and hello to Hazel Bataluna, to Jacob, kay June Michael, isa yun sa mga avid listeners natin. I think he's always present sa TR Radio Talks natin.
I know.
Ayan, Sir Dave. Sir Dave is here. Sir Dave
Hi,
Parada.
Sir Dave.
Ayan, from Canada, I think. Shout out to our overseas Filipino workers who are in Canada. Ayan. Kay Marcus Antonio Olvido, let's go.
Let's go.
Ayan. Kay Ryan. Kay Madam Sarah. Naku po,
Yeah, hi Sarah.
ang mommy ng lahat sa Trading
I
Republic.
know. Hello
Legit.
kay Dave from Canada. Ano?
Canada.
Is that supposed to be Canada? Okay. Hi, Mayet. Hi kay Alan. Hi kay Patrick. Hi kay Angelica. Hello, guys.
Ayan.
Good
Hi, Gian.
evening.
Eller. Alma. Errol. Ayan.
Yeah,
Makiki-20s
welcome.
din sila. Makiki-20s daw din sila.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Okay, nagpapa-shoutout din pala yung Siargao Gang, kina Mariel, si Ken, si Mark, si Steph.
Yes! Oo nga
Na si
pala.
Badong,
I saw
who's
your
in the
photo.
backstage right now. Hi sa'yo, Badong. And hi, everyone.
Oh my gosh. Alam mo, when I saw your photos, yung mga shots niyo, the food, the yacht ba yun? It was that was a yacht, right? Yacht gaming. Grabe.
Yeah, uwi ka na dito, Liz. Also, for those of you guys who don't know, sa mga public. So, si Liz, she's currently in Australia. Ngayon, no? So, anong
Yes,
oras
I
mo sa inyo
am.
right now?
I am in Australia and it's currently 12:04 a.m. So, madaling araw na dito. Yeah.
Good morning dyan sa'yo.
Good morning. Good morning na sa
Yeah.
akin. Yes. Ayun. But it's okay. I really love doing TR Radio Talks because I feel like even though we quote unquote host it or we're the ones who are facilitating it, we also learn. You know, we learn from our listeners when they share their experiences. And yeah, so tonight we're gonna talk about what are the things that you need to start doing when you're in your 20s. And again, if you're not in your 20s anymore, it doesn't mean that you cannot do this or you cannot add this to your positive habits checklist, quote unquote, right? So again, sa TR, we're really heavy on continuous improvement, continuous learning, personal development. And what we're going to talk about today is something that I personally feel like helped me in my early 20s. And currently, I would speak for Gela na. Currently helping Gela in her early 20s.
I know.
Right? So yun. So before pala I forget, no, because we have listeners that's probably not part of the Trading Republic or Trading for Rookies group. So yeah, so Jella and I were part of the Trading Republic, and we're both one of the guild leaders there. And si Jella, I remember because we actually had this run through already back then, way back in August, tama ba?
Yeah, August.
Yes.
This topic last August.
Yes.
Inside TR.
I know, inside TR. And the reason why we actually decided to talk about this is because that was the time that you officially became a maverick. Diba? Was that right?
Yes. Grabe. No, ang bilis ng panahon. So that was last August. Yeah.
I know, diba? So, sobrang apt. I feel like ikaw talaga yung perfect example nito. Itong talk nito.
No. But yeah. Okay, so for those of you guys who's already in their 20s, say hi dyan sa comment section just so we know kung sino yung nasa currently on their 20s, right?
20s pa, yes. Yung legit guys hindi yung 20s at
Feeling 20s.
I get it.
I know.
Yung legit, like, ano ba yung mga 20s? Ano ba yung mga 20s? 1992 pababa. So, 1992 to 1990.
Hindi ba 2000?
2000. Yan.
Grabe, no, yung mga people who are born on 2000s, they're already on their 20s, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yes.
Grabe, no?
Yeah. But yeah, okay. Sige. So, whilst nagki-claim kayo na you're just in your early 20s or legit
20 years as a company, sabi ni Ryan.
Pwede naman. Can we consider that? Pwede siguro, no?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we proceed and jump into our topic and we do our icebreaker and our activities, etc., etc., etc. For those of you who just actually attended this talk, we do raffles from time to time. Actually, most of the time, yung TRA Talks natin is an avenue to actually give away
Yeah.
freebies to our community or to give back to our community. And tonight, syempre, hindi to exception. So, we're gonna have a raffle for everyone who's
Yay!
actually and listening. Ayan, 'di ba? Nakinig ka lang, may pa-raffle na.
Yeah. But pero ano ba yung mapapanalunan natin?
Okay,
Okay.
sige. All right. So tonight, actually, we're gonna give away DFI shares. All right. So for those of you who have not heard about Cake DeFi, so Cake DeFi is a regulated platform, and it's fully transparent because they focus on building innovative products around crypto,
Yeah.
um, and basically, they enable us, users of it, and those who are willing to get into it to earn cash flow from their cryptocurrency assets. And one of the ways
Yep.
to do that is if you go and stake your shares,
Mm-mm.
right? So staking is a method wherein you buy and hold a cryptocurrency in your account, and then you just stake it so you earn passive income from it, right? So
Yes.
there is an annual return per year rate, something like that. So let's not get into the technicals, but to layman's term, it's a passive income. It's a form of passive income as
Yeah.
well. Ayan. So, pwede na ba? Pwede na ba for giveaway?
Okay, so all you have to do, guys, no, to join the giveaway is to fill out ayang nasa link na nakikita nyo right now on your screens, right? Go to
Yes.
that link and then answer the form and then drop your DeFi address. So if you don't have one yet, pwede kayong mag-create muna ng account, right?
Yeah. And if you don't have one, you can just put not applicable and then we can deal with it later. But for now, just make sure that you fill in the form before 9:40. Okay, so before 9:40, you have to get in there because the form will automatically close. So you cannot your entry won't be included in the
Yeah.
wheel of names.
Yes, and
Ayan.
we'll
So ito
also be
will
announcing the winners after this talk.
Yes, we will. And syempre, shout out to our ZFT or TR DAO because this is courtesy of our decentralized autonomous organization. So,
Yes. They're like
ayan.
our ang tawag doon yung sa school, yung
Ano
government,
pa?
local
Student
government, student
government.
government, right?
Or like, meron tayong mga governors and prime ministers and spokesperson.
Yeah.
Ayan.
Basically, para
Alright.
tayong org inside PR.
Yes, actually, para siyang extension ng college.
I know.
Ayun. Okay, so let's get into it. So, Gela, may tanong ako sa'yo.
Yeah.
Because our topic is about things that you have to start doing or you need to start doing in your 20s. Ano yung sign, and this is for everyone who's listening.
Yeah.
Guys, what are the signs na adulting ka na? Ano yung parang, if you had a eureka moment na realize mo whilst you're doing this activity or chore na parang, shucks, I'm an adult.
Adulting na pala ako. Wait, let me
Sige.
think. Ang daming events na na-realize mo na, hala, hindi ko pa to ginagawa before. But then, siguro, one of the small things siguro na I realized na sign of an adulting is yung pag marami ka ng ID on your wallet. Hindi ba?
Oo nga, no? Legit yun. Oo nga. Meron ka.
I know, yung ang dami mo ng membership card sa mga kung ano-ano. Mga ganon. Not just your license, not just your credit card and all that stuff. But then, if you have a lot of membership cards na, alam mo ng adulting ka na, yung tipong you want to save up from discounts, ganyan. Di ba? Mga discount cards.
Yung meron ka ng SNR membership. SNR?
Yeah,
Grabe.
SNR.
'Di ba? Actually, no.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
so let's
Sige.
read from the audience, no, kung ano yung sinasabi nila. So sabi ni Gia, bills daw.
Ang
Yeah,
dami,
I
ang dami.
agree. Bills. Sabi ni Earl, yeah, may budget plan. Si Dave yung likod. I know. Kanina nga. Wait lang.
Yes, but I
Short
know.
kwento. Kanina kami ni Liz. Sabi ko sa kanya, Liz, ang sakit ng tuhod ko. Kanina before this live, sabi ko sa kanya. Tapos sabi namin, ayan na. Signs of
Sign of
adulting
age.
na. Signs of age.
Uy, pero legit yun kapag sumasakit na yung likod. Ako, oh sige, dahil nabanggit yung likod, legit, isa sa mga adult finds and buys ko this year na I find really helpful is yung electronic back massager.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch hospital playlist, yung ginagamit ni ni yung neurologist there. I forgot her name. Dr. Cha
Yeah.
something. Yeah, yun.
Oo.
I bought the same brand.
Same brand pa talaga.
Grabe.
I
Ayun.
know.
Yeah,
Yung ano,
Salon Pass, Katingko, and Vicks package.
I know.
Right? Yung
Maraming
yung
resibo, sabi ni June.
yes. Yes. Sabi ni
Resibo din.
Boss Ken, kapag retired ka na, ano yun? Sa tugs-tugs. At naiirita ka na sa maingay. Oh my gosh. So, legit yan. Legit yan. Ako, today lang, sabi ni Gian, I think I saw somewhere said bills ba yun? Legit yan. Kasi today, I just paid my electric bill, my water bill, my internet bill, and then rent. So, I was
I
like, wow.
know. Yeah. Pero
Yeah.
ano, no? So, I think kasi a lot of people in their 20s, some of them are still living with their parents. Some of them are living on their own. So, parang it's a mix of things talaga, different people. Yeah,
Yeah,
sabi
it
ni
is. Yeah.
Matthew and ni Alan, more sleep, less gala. Maaga na masyado matulog. I agree. But then ako,
Sleep.
I
Sleep
really
is life.
sleep.
Sleep is life nowadays.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, ayan. Sige. Alright, so I feel like, yung mga pinagsasabi natin, right? Like, they have a theme. They have a theme. Like, it's somewhere around, like taking more responsibility or being more responsible and setting goals, etc., etc. So, I think this is the stage or the period we're in. You're starting to form what is, what would be, where do I want to be in the next 5, 10 years,
Yeah.
or what are my goals in life, or is this really where I want to be, or I guess in general, how does success look like to me, or is there someone that I look
Yeah.
up to,
Yeah,
right?
and this is also the stage, no? I feel like this is the stage or the phase in our lives na tipong we feel like we lack time. Kanina, di ba, before this talk, we were talking about this is the phase na tipong you feel like, hala, bakit yung mga kasama ko ganito na nai-achieve, ganyan, pero ako ito lang
Yes.
ako. But at the same time, no, I think this is a phase na we're still gonna do so much, right? We still have so much years ahead of us. So parang, yun nga, quarter life crisis, if you guys ever experience that, no?
I know. Yeah. It's like, but the thing is, you have so much time, but then okay, I have this much of resources. It's like, I saw a chart somewhere na kapag when you're young, you have so much time and so much
Yeah.
energy, but limited resources. And
I
then when
know.
you're like old naman, because you're in your retiring years now, you have so much time. Well, not a lot of time, but you have so much resources, but not the same amount of energy. So,
Energy, right.
pwede, pwede both. Ano yung middle? Ayun. Okay, sige. So let's jump into it. So Jella, ano bang icebreaker natin before we actually share with our listeners some tips na we personally picked and mix and
Yeah.
match together.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do a short exercise, no? Pwede kayo mag-comment there on the comment section, or maybe you can just write it down on a paper, on a notepad, right? So, this is really quick, no? And this is something na we'll be using for the rest of the talk, right? So if you guys are ready, no, maybe you could type there on the comment section, ready? Right? Okay,
Ayan, let's
so
go. Ready?
Yeah, so medyo may delay lang I think sa live. But then sige, I'll start. Right? So the first thing that you guys have to do is to number 1, write down the 3 things that you want to achieve, right? It can be general, like for example, I want to be a profitable trader, ganon, right? Just don't, kahit wag na maglagay ng mga timeline and everything, just write your goals in life. Now, basta things that you want to achieve, top 3 things no, that you want to
Right.
achieve, whether that be in trading or in life in general,
Okay.
right?
Sige, so
Okay,
3
so
things.
3
Parang
things,
3 goals or 3 things
yeah,
that you want to achieve. Trading
yep,
and personal.
right.
All right, sige, let's go, let's go.
Okay,
Okay.
so now if you're done listing the 3 things that you want to achieve, no, now think of a person you think na tingin mo already achieved this 3 things. Like it can be someone like Mark Minervini, for those of you guys na traders who are watching right now, no, it can be Mark Minervini, um, Mark Douglas, ganyan. Maybe Boss Z, ganyan, or any mentor that you look up to, right? Just really think of that person na sa tingin mo, na-achieve na niya lahat ng gusto mo or lahat ng 3 things na linist mo kanina.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Sorry, may alert. Alarm ko for US market kasi 9:30 yung open. Okay. So, moving forward, if you're done thinking of this person na sa tingin mo na na-achieve niya na lahat ng gusto mong mangyari in life, now, write down ano yung sa tingin mo yung morning routine niya. Right? Or ano yung habits niya daily? Does this person exercise every day? Does this person wake up at what time? Right? And then, ano kaya yung mga activities na ginagawa niya every day? Right? So if this is a trader, no, yung person na iniisip niyo right now, think about ano kaya yung trading routine ng taong to. Right? So maybe you could think that way also. Okay, so also think about sino kaya yung mga tao or what type of people kaya yung nasa circle ng person na to. Sabi ni Dave, akala ko think of the person you'd want to achieve those things with. Pwede naman.
Pwede rin naman. Pwede naman, right?
Yeah. If that's what
If
you
it
want.
inspires you, but kailangan, syempre, di ba, may goal kayo parehas.
Yeah, I agree.
Sana all.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, while we're talking, no, maybe you could list it down on a paper or on your notepad. Again, no, that's 3 things you want to achieve. And then next is the person or people who achieved these things already. And then, ano sa tingin mo yung habits, routine, and ano kayang tipo ng tao yung nasa circle niya. Right? Sabi ni Gian, si Ray Dalio daw. Yeah, Ray Dalio solid.
Yeah. Actually, yung parang naalala ko kay Ray Dalio is, yung tumatak sa akin is, he meditates. He actually meditates a lot.
Yeah. As in, it takes hours for him to meditate.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Okay.
hold on to that list, no, guys. So, later we'll be explaining and going through that list. No?
Ayan.
So, Liz, for you, ano sa tingin mo or sino sa tingin mo yung person that you look up to?
Nako. hindi pala ako nag-take down notes eh. No?
No, I mean siguro, yeah, that's Ridal, that's
Okay.
one.
Yeah, okay, sige. So personally, well, yung pinaka-close sa akin, syempre sa heart ko is my mom. Actually, I really look up to her. And yung mga habits, and I would say na, she's pretty successful because if you talk to her, to my mom, she's very, I know at that age, when you reach your 60s to 70s, parang you're very secure na with yourself and you already know what you want in life and you have almost all of them na achieve mo na, right? But my mom, yung consistent yung habits no. Like when she wakes up in the morning, she prays and then she drinks her vitamins, she exercises a little bit, she cooks food and then she jumps straight into her work. And it,
Mm.
as menial as it seems like, I feel like that consistency kept her going. Like at her current age, she's still very energetic. Tapos, marami pa rin siyang strong opinions about about, current affairs. Like, so
Yeah.
even though we don't agree on some things, but I admire her. I admire her for that. And I think during this pandemic for the past years, it's a bit of a struggle because I think I got my travel bug from her because she loves traveling and she loves going to new places. She loves
Yeah.
beach, ganyan. So even
So you
though
have to
she cannot,
come back here na sa Philippines so we can go back.
yes, I know. I really, and yeah, so I really miss the beaches in the Philippines. But even though she can
Mm.
go there, she finds ways to actually entertain herself or get in touch with those things that she enjoys doing or um doing because it brings her joy. So yun, so I look up to her
Yeah.
in a sense that, she knows how to enjoy life and she's very grateful. She knows how to express gratitude to the people she loves and minsan random lang she'll be sending like a message, a cute message, So I admire her for that. But
Mm.
I guess in a professional sense naman or in a, I guess, paano ba, personal development sense, right now, I'm really hooked into Jordan Peterson and Naval Ravikant. So I
Yan.
really look up,
Naval.
yeah, to those. I really look up to them. I really like their way of thinking, and I would consider them very very successful. So yeah, Naval
Mm.
has healthy eating habits. And then I realized when I was reading his book na, he's into mindfulness a lot as well. So he meditates, he runs, and those are activities that you can do basically to make sure that you're in the moment or you soak yourself in the present. And that's really important, especially if you're a trader, like
Mm.
you can't afford to be swayed by what's probably gonna happen or in your future trades or regret about your past trades. Like we have to be present when you're in the game, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, ikaw ba, Jella?
I would say, of course, also my parents talaga. And shout out to them. I think they're listening. Hi, ma.
Uy, shout out po sa mga magulang ni
Hello.
Angela Ubaldo. Ma!
Ma, ma, alis na tayo, ma. Alright. Yeah, so,
Okay.
yeah, actually, sila talaga. These are people na talaga I look up to. Just like you, no, yeah, so, yun yung sa'kin.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sige. All right, sige. So let's jump into it. So as we talked about, we tapped on a little bit of stuff in there already, right? Like now in this adulting session, before we jump into it, just a disclaimer: Jella and I are not experts on this, but to the best of our
Yeah.
abilities, we will give you these advices to help us all become not just to become a better adult, but better persons. I think it doesn't matter if you're in your 20s or in 30s or 40s. I feel like, again, as I mentioned earlier, it's never too late, right, to do things that can help your development, personal development. So the first one
Mhm.
is surround yourself with people who remind you more of your future than your past. Now, in our previous talk, we actually, the original version of this was surround yourself with people who are not in their 20s. But then we realized, I think this is more succinct and it covers all of the points that we're gonna lay out here because dun sa activity, right? Like Jella asked
Mhm.
you to visualize the person that you look up to. And I guess if you're in your early 20s, right, it's very important to choose who you spend your time with because
Yeah.
that, even though, we talk about yes, you have time. Yes, you have time. Like this is something that's one of your advantages. That's your edge. But then again, if you spend it wisely now, right? Think about think about the leverage that will have in your life if you start choosing already the people that you put in your circle. And it doesn't have to be people at the same age. Kaya we said people who are not just in their 20s, because you can surround yourself with people who has been there or
Yeah.
moving into that next level, right? And sometimes they are already in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, right? So it's good to expand your network and not just hang around with people of your same age, because there's an advantage of hanging around with, with people who are older than you. You'll get a better perspective in life, I think, if you
Yeah.
talk to the right one,
Totoo.
if you talk to the wise ones, right?
No.
And they will remind you of the what are the important things in life. I remember when I was in college, I had so there's this book that I really love. It's called Tuesdays with Maury. And
Ooh, love ko din
have
yung
you read
book.
that book?
Yeah, I did.
It's
One of
really
my
good, right?
favorites na hindi ano 'no, na
Yes. And
hindi
it's
what
based
do you
on a
call
true
it?
story. It's based on a true
Yeah,
story.
oo
So
nga.
Maury Schwartz is a real person, and the author himself, Mitch Albom. But when I was in college, I realized after I graduated, I had a Maury in my life back then. And he was my professor all throughout. Like, for some reason, dun sa 3 years na nagstay ako sa Southville, he was always one of my professors. And his name is Leo Anoche. Super si
Mhm.
Sir Leo. And
Hi,
whenever
Sir
I have
Leo.
hi Sir Leo, if you're listening,
If you found
probably
this,
not,
if you're
but if
watching.
you stumble upon this in the future because it's gonna be immortalized, I still look up to you. He's I come to him with my problems back then, quote unquote. Now I look back, it was really petty, and he'll be like, "Is this gonna matter in the next 5 years?" And I'll be like, the cliche ones, and I'll be like,
Yeah,
no. How about in the next 5 minutes? And I'm like, yes, it matters in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so you can be angry in the next 5 minutes, but after lunch, when we talk back, when you come back to me, you should have shaken it off. I mean, why waste your time with this if it's not
for
gonna
a
matter,
problem
right?
na
Yes,
yeah,
and I that that was a really big help because he these people remind you what's important, the basic
mm.
yung mga basic cliche statements na sometimes in at this age, nakakalimutan natin because we are so parang soaked into our own circle or into ourselves basically, right?
Yeah,
Ayun.
right. And sabi nila 'no, I don't know kung saan ko nakuha 'to, I think sa TR din na we need three types of people daw in our life. So, the first one is a mentor, right? A person, it can be someone na, like for example, your friend, but then your mentor has to be someone who already made it, right? So kanina Liz was talking about looking up to a person that you want to be, 'di ba? So that's one. And then number two is someone who is on the same level as you, right? For example, at sa Trading Republic, we have this system called accountability group. So we are
Yes.
also grouped with traders who are on the same levels as us, right? Kasi it's a different
Yeah.
thing talaga to also learn from your peers, right? Kasi when you're with people who are on the same level as you, no, you can relate to each other, no, with the
Definitely.
same problems, same struggles, right?
Yes. Yeah. And
Yeah,
we
so
always
that's
say,
why.
like, that's right. And in this journey, like, if at this stage and you have goals that you want to achieve, we always say this as well when we talk about accountability groups. Like, there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you
Mhm.
want to go far, go together. And
Yes.
you know, um that's really profound because it's really hard to, especially in trading. I mean, it applies in other industries as well, but specifically with this industry or with this line of quote unquote work or career or activity, it's high pressure. It's a high performance game. So you really need people around you to lift you up when you're feeling down, or to help
Yeah.
you make sense of what's going on when na tilt ka, or you're going through a rough time, right?
Yeah.
So they help you they help you get back on track, basically. So
Yes.
you don't have you cannot depend on them solely. Okay, I'm not saying na okay, so parang papakarga ka na lang palagi, but definitely it's always better to like to have someone with you. And if you run this race alone, it can be really lonely at the top. Like, who are you gonna share with your victories with anyway
Yeah.
if you do make it, right? I mean, we're all gonna make it. Wag me, hashtag wag me,
Wagni.
wag me, guys. But you know, it's
Comment
better.
down Wagni.
Yes, comment naman dun sa
Okay, so
sa
for those of you
comments.
guys know who doesn't know what Wagni means, what does it mean, Liz? I'm
Yes, so
not sure if this is a term that we always use in PR, but then I'm not sure if alam ba ng
I,
public yung
I think
term.
it's a crypto or NFT slang.
Yeah,
Probably
yun nga
it's an
eh.
NFT slang. Okay,
Yeah,
so WAGMI is an acronym for we're all gonna make it. Ayun.
yeah.
Ayan.
Okay,
Ayun. So
so
parang it's just a community mindset kind of
communication.
phrase, ganon.
Yeah. Okay,
Ayun. Okay.
so as I was saying kanina, no, three people that you need in your life, diba? As I was saying, that's a mentor, people who are on the same level as you, accountability groups. And then the third one is actually people that you can teach to, right? So these are people or a person na lower than you or something or someone na parang can learn from you, right? So
Right.
this can be your brother, this can be your sister, this can be a friend who also wants to learn how to trade and you know how to trade, right? So kailangan natin ng gantong mga tipo ng tao in our life kasi we're going to learn so much when we teach, right? It's
Yeah.
another thing kasi to absorb mga materials, right? But then it's another thing to also teach what you learn.
Yes, that's true. And it reinforces your learnings as well. And when you're teaching, I feel like you're not just actually, you're not the only one who's teaching. I feel like you also learn from your students, eh?
Yeah,
Right?
that's so
Because
true.
yes, 'di ba? So, when you're teaching, it's I would like to think of it as a mutual, it's a mutual you get mutual benefits there,
Yes.
right? And who said that? Zig Ziglar, I think, said that na if you wanna if you wanna achieve something in life, or if you wanna achieve your goals or something, like I can't remember, but basically the essence is that the only way to do it is to actually help others.
Yeah.
You can have everything in life that you want if you will just help other people get what they want, right?
Yeah. Actually, one of the things that I learned sa TR, no, at first talaga, I was really nervous na tipong, bakit ako magko-contribute sa community? Wala pa akong nararating. Right? Nung mga early years, or I mean, early months, or early weeks pa lang ako in TR, I was thinking before na, ano mako-contribute ko? Or like, anong matuturo ko or anything? Eh, bago pa lang ako dito, ganyan. But then, moving forward, or like, looking back, when I really started to teach, like, alam mo yung personal teach na parang, hey, this is how you do it, ganyan. Mga parang small groups, ganyan. And also
Yeah.
in TFR, in Trading for Rookies, so we teach there for free. So that's when I realized na dun mas naging okay yung growth ko as a trader, or mas what do you call this? What do you call that? Basta parang mas naging
Well, na-hone yung leadership
mabilis.
skills. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that and
true. Yes, okay, na speed up yung
yeah,
learning curve mo
when
rin.
you
That's right.
contribute, when
Yeah,
you
that's
contribute,
right. That's correct. Ayun, 'di
yes.
ba? Ayun. So, okay. Ayan. Ayan, shout out to Kuya Jepoy. Kuya Jepoy, hello.
Hi, Kuya Jepoy.
Ayan. You wanna go fast? If you wanna go fast, yeah,
Travel
go
alone.
travel alone. If you wanna go far, travel together.
Yes.
Ayan. Okay. All right. Sige. So let's go to our next point. So we talked about surrounding yourself with people with from different, basically from different classes, right? From different ages, and different backgrounds, etc., etc. Now, the second one is start working on your mental and emotional health. And I would like to add na rin dito yung physical health. So,
Yeah, physical.
holistic approach. Yeah. So start working on your on your holistic health. Bakit ganon? Okay. Well, kaya to. Okay, so why? Because I feel like okay, so ayan, a lot of you probably na-reveal ko na rin kung ilang taon na ako, right? But I'm gonna turn 30 soon next year. And I'm starting to really feel yung quote-unquote consequences of my poor decisions when I was younger. And you know,
Like,
well, I have carpal tunnel syndrome, for those, for
yeah.
people from TR knows about this, and I have tendinitis. And I got this because I started working at a very young age. I think when I turned 17, I was already an intern. I was an already intern at San Miguel. So I was already in the corporate world at that age, and then I started working straight away after I graduated from college, and I haven't stopped working since then. And back then, I used to also, like, minsan naglalaro din ako ng video games kapag may free time ako. So basically, gamit na gamit yung kamay ko and arms ko, and I I did not take care of myself back then, and when you have when you want, parang ganito siya eh, parang I wanna study hard but I also wanna play hard. So kahit na 3 hours lang yung tulog, tapos meron akong class, G
Oh,
lang.
no.
It's okay, we can sleep
College to?
later.
Oh
Ako
my
nung
God.
college. Right? And yung curriculum kasi namin back then is you have to submit a thesis or a mini thesis, case study, or any form of research every week. Like, intense siya. So, lagi talaga akong babad sa computer, like, bata pa lang. And,
Mhm.
like, so now, I'm actually in my late 20s. I got diagnosed when I was 24, if I'm not mistaken. I was working in the Maldives, and all of a sudden, naliligo ako, tapos I grabbed the shampoo bottle and I couldn't grab it. Hindi ko siya mapisel. So that was
Oh
my
no.
wake up call na parang okay, something is wrong. And for the longest time, I remember when I was there, nisip ko lang, I just need to sleep, or hindi, ano lang to, paracetamol. I just need the painkiller. But then
Mhm.
nung na-diagnose ako noon, that was really, an eye-opening moment for me. And my late 20s was spent rehabilitating that damage, because I went to therapy. I almost got surgery, pero I said no, I'm not gonna get surgery. I'm gonna resort to physical therapy, and all the other alternative ways to for intervention. But what I'm just trying to say is that, in your early 20s, kasi, you won't feel the consequences of your decisions. But when you turn,
Yeah,
in your 30s,
YOLO.
in your 40s, dun mo mararamdaman, like, literally, your body will tell you na, okay,
Yeah,
hindi ka na pwedeng magpuyat ng ganito. Okay, hindi na tayo pwedeng 3 hours tulog, tapos kape ka lang, mga 2 liter, and then G na naman tayo. Like, you cannot just run on caffeine, girl. Parang ganon.
even our posture, no? Kanina we were talking about signs of an adult na yung ano, sumasakit na yung likod. So I guess it's also because of our posture.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, at this age, apart from physical health, right? Like, mental and emotional health also. Okay,
Mhm.
so according to a study by researchers at George Mason University, right?
Mhm.
Doing things that are good for your physical health and mental
Mhm.
health, such as running, exercising, meditating, okay, it makes your outlook in life more positive, and it actually helps you have a better social life. So if you start to take care of your physical, mental, and emotional health, it actually overflows to other areas in your life. Like, if you're in this stage and you want to find someone to date, meron yung ripple effect, or even though you're not trying to look for a partner, you don't want to date, eventually, because you're taking care of yourself better, then you tend to become more attractive, if that makes sense, right? Like, even though that's not your goal, I don't know, I feel like that is the case. Like, when you love yourself, or you know how to take care of yourself, right?
Yeah.
your vibrations is up there, so you attract the right people also. So
Yes.
yeah, I feel like yun yung natutunan ko in my in my early 20s. So, yung late 20s ko, I was like more conscious already, and I try to get back into my healthy habits when it comes to
Mm-mm.
eating and exercising. Kaya I also fell in love with meditation and yoga and running because, those are very good mindfulness exercises, good for your mental health and emotional health, but good din siya for your physical health, right?
Yes. Yeah, okay.
Ayun.
And you were talking about kanina, no, yung emotional health. And it's something, some emotional and mental health is something that we don't really talk about that much. But then this pandemic talaga helped us realize na it's really important.
It's really, really important.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't know about you, but like the during, especially the early stages, that when people are isolated, like it really takes a toll on you eh. Kasi parang you're already going through like, some people got laid off, may nagka-COVID siguro yung family member, and then they don't
Yeah.
know saan kukunin yung money. So apart from all those woes and worries about life, quote unquote, in general. I-generalize na lang natin. I don't know whatever that is. Maybe you broke up with someone, or may na-hospitalized na family member, or may na-aksidente, or someone died in the family that's close to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, you're also struggling with the fact na, okay, I'm isolated if you're not living with your parents, or if you're living with them, pero parang, that's it eh. That's your physical, that's your universe for almost 2 years now. Well,
I
at least in
know.
Manila, I think naman uplift yung restrictions, diba, at some point. But that's
But still we're
really,
isolated.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Isolation can really take a toll on your
It
mental health.
it can, yes. And okay, so I'm just gonna plug it out there. Like I know if you're listening and you experience anxiety or depression, you don't have to go through it alone. Okay. There is a stigma
Yeah.
kasi pa rin right now na, oh, if I call a hotline, sasabihin nila I'm crazy, or
Yeah.
bakit kailangan pong mag-ask ng help? You can do it, especially men. Like, I feel like may stigma around men na kapag they show vulnerability, they feel ashamed. No, there's nothing to be ashamed of if your mental health is deteriorating at this point, because it's it's a crazy life. It's a crazy world we live in at the moment. And if you need help, ask for help. There's
Yes.
a organization who provides 24/7 mental health support. I think it's called Hope Line Philippines, in the Philippines, and there's a
Mm-hmm.
National Mental Health Center as well. And it's for free. You don't have to pay for therapy. If you have access to therapy, good. That's a really good mental health maintenance, because you don't just run to your therapist when you're already in a crisis, right? You can, but that's not a preventative measure, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you have to prepare. We had this talk sa TR Radio Talk. I think Jella was already my co-host back then, and then I had another co-host where we talked about self-care boxes. So you have to decide ahead of time, before you actually hit a crisis. Meron ka ng tools. What are my physical health tools if I run into this crisis? What are my mental health tools? What are my emotional health tools? And we talked about that. We cannot expound on it now kasi running out of time. We're still on point two. But the point
Yeah.
that we're trying to tell you guys is that at this time in your early 20s, this is a perfect stage for you to explore mental health and emotional health, and make sure that you're taking good care of yourself now, because
Yes.
yourself in 30s and 40s will definitely thank you for doing that.
Yes. And don't forget to check up on your friends, especially during this time of isolation and
Yeah,
lockdowns.
that's right. Okay, sige, let's go to our third one. So, syempre, hindi lang physical, mental, emotional health.
Yeah.
Like, our third one is about your financial health. So,
Yes.
in your early 20s, start working on your financial health. So, what does this mean? It encompasses a lot of things. It's pretty broad, but we'll give you some tips, right? So, they
Number
say,
one
number one,
is
in your 20s, invest in yourself. Like, learn in your 20s so you can earn in your 30s. And I think Keith Ferrazzi said that he's an American entrepreneur, and he's a global thought leader. He wrote a lot of books about collaborative sciences, and what he's just trying to say is that in your 20s, don't expect to be like, okay, I'm gonna make it rain, like when Lambo. No, that's not that's not the way. Okay, in your 20s, it's the perfect time for you to invest in yourself. If
Yes.
you know, if you're a trader right now, and you're already in the Trading Republic, that's great. Utilize our webinars, utilize our, our sit-ins for our future technical intensive courses. So
Yes.
let me plug in our technical intensive here because you mentioned it, Jen.
Right. Okay, so our technical intensive will be on January 2022, right?
Yes,
And then
2022 na. Oh my
if
gosh.
this is something that you want to invest on, again, we call this an investment, no, investing in ourselves, no, investing in our
Yes.
education, kasi we really want people to learn first before they earn, right? Kasi a lot of people talaga dive into the stock market, dive into trading cryptocurrencies without the right foundation in trading. So, what technical intensive does is that you're not just being a part of a community. No, we're also gonna teach you guys the right expectation, the right
Yeah,
foundation,
that's
right?
right. Yeah. Okay, so yun. So our technical intensive is right now it's the most in-demand course. So if you want to learn in a few weeks yung best selling system of ZFT, okay, wherein you will learn about how to optimize your buying and selling. If according to your trading style, you learn risk management, which is really, really important. And also you can deep dive into trading psychology, which is
Yes,
underrated, right? So this is the time for you. 2022 is the time for you, okay, to wag me with us, okay? So
yes. Wag me.
all right, so if you're if you're a beginner trader and you thinking to advance your trading career, or
You
you
can
want to
message
invest.
your page for more information on
Yes,
how you can enroll and for more
that's
information
right.
on the program itself. Okay,
Yun.
so kanina
Okay.
Liz, no, you were talking about earning and leveling up yung skills natin when it comes to when we're already on our 20s, right? So
Yeah.
um, another thing that I want to point out then is that this is the perfect time to also build on our emergency fund, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And
That's
also
right.
get an insurance, guys. I'm not a financial expert or I'm not a financial advisor, but then no, being in your 20s is a good investment or it's a good time for you to have this investment, no, magkaroon ng
Yeah.
insurance, ganyan.
Yeah.
Especially if
Because
wala pa kayong ano, mga, what do you call this, yung mga, pag hindi pa kayo breadwinner, especially if hindi ka pa
ah,
breadwinner,
yeah,
ganyan.
that's right. 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 Because time is your edge here. So,
Yes.
if you make those smart financial choices now, like creating an emergency fund, avoiding credit card debt, working towards having bigger goals. So it doesn't have to be like big, but having an insurance and maybe dreaming about having your own house in the future and saving up for it, doing those things right now will make it easier for you to achieve your goals in your early 30s and beyond, right? And it's okay to start with a smaller goal. You don't have to like set a humongous goal na sobrang na-overwhelm ka naman na, okay, dapat in 3 months I can save 1 million already. Like, you
Yeah.
have to set your expectations also. Like, you really have to sit down and check what's my inflow, what's my outflow, what are my current assets, what's my current net worth, etc., right? So
Right.
yun. So again, we're not financial advisors, and this is not an investment advice or financial advice, but I guess in general it is helpful. It is a general helpful tip when it comes to managing your financial health. And
Yes.
apart from that, like build your assets. And assets does not have to be necessarily just a number. Positive cash flow is good, but other assets that you can build that is not just financial, but we talked about good health, but good relationships with your family, friends, and your external network, because your network is your net worth,
Net.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Ayun. Okay. So, how do you actually learn more about this stuff apart from maybe enrolling in our technical intensive? Well, our fourth tip is very, very easy. It's accessible to everyone, and that is to keep reading. Read a lot. And if
Yes.
you're not reading, start reading now.
Right. Ikaw ba, Liz? Ano ba yung favorite book na you've read?
Madami. Okay, so for a fiction one, I would say The Alchemist. Okay, I really
Yeah.
love Paulo Coelho's storytelling style. But for maybe self-development, I just finished yung The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, and I'm starting to
Oh.
read yung kay Jordan Peterson na second book after the 12 Rules. So that is, I think it's called Beyond Rules? Beyond Order. Yun, so that's my favorite reads at the moment. Ikaw ba?
Mm. Me, aside from the Bible, of course, my favorite book of all time would be The Art of War. I know if you read it, it looks
Oh,
boring.
Sun Tzu,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
read it talaga, especially even yung mga what they call it, yung mga earlier versions ng Art of
Yes.
War, it really looks boring. But then if you really dive into what it means, right? Sobrang daming application niya, not just in war, not just in physical war, but also
Yeah.
with
Different
personal wars.
classes. Yeah.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
businesses, right? With trading, right? Kasi sa Art of War, no, maraming quotes talaga na applicable din with trading. So, one of the few quotes that I remember from the Art of War would be the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting, right?
Mm,
So I'm not gonna explain the details of it, of how you're gonna apply it to trading or to other stuff like for businesses, ganyan. But then
yeah.
that's one of the few things talaga na favorite ko about the art of war. It's really applicable to a lot of things. And then another is appear weak when you are strong and appear strong when you are weak. Yung mga ganun.
Mm,
Yung mga
yeah.
ganun.
Yeah, but kasi what happens is when you read books like that, right? It expands your ano definitely expands your horizons of knowledge and perspective. Like because you hear it from people with what from you hear it from wise people even though you haven't met them, but you sort of like can pick their brain because of yung legacy na iniwan nila, which is the book, right? And then why reading a book can be so rewarding is because technically, life experiences yun eh. Life experiences, knowledge, thoughts of someone that gathered for you and developed over a long span of time. Tapos, binabasa mo na lang siya. Like literally, it's like
Yeah,
many years of knowledge and wisdom condensed
passed
in
on
that
to you.
material, right? And
Right.
you have access to it. So,
Okay.
why not take advantage, right?
Yeah, but eto, my question na Liz, what can you say naman to people who doesn't like to read?
Naku. I guess wait, it's hard because I'm biased because I like reading, and also research shows that reading is literally one of the best ways to change your mind. So like change your mind, quote unquote, neuroplasticity. So our brains can actually, because it's a muscle, it can actually change, or you can evolve it. And when you read a book, it actually helps to create more links yung sa I'm not gonna go into the science of it, but basically reading literally is a good exercise for your brain. So for those people who do not read, my suggestion would be start small. Like maybe buy a book na sobrang nipes and you feel like you can finish it in a week or two, right?
Yeah,
And then maybe find a material with lots of illustrations so your visual cues are also engaged para hindi ka nabobore if that's the problem. Kasi for some people, they just can't stand it because, it's not like watching a 10-minute YouTube video. If I do that, that's it, right? Like they summarize the book na for me. But the thing is, in this era of instant gratification, because we don't want to take efforts for a long time of period or a long period of time, right? Na i-reward tayo sa end. So parang gusto natin, ano ba yung pinaka-quickest way to actually get the benefits of doing something? right? So, or
Yeah.
benefits para makuha ko agad yung gusto ko from here. So, why would I spend hours of reading if kaya ko naman siyang panoodin sa 5-minute na clips, right? But that's not the thing because when you read a book, you take more effort and basically it reminds you na you it reminds you that mindfulness is really important. When you're reading, you
Yeah.
have to focus. When you're reading, your mind should just be at the present, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
really helps you. So my suggestion would be start small, but please read because mahirap mahirap talaga kung hindi ka magbabasa.
Yeah, that's so true. 'Di ba, siyempre nung grade school pa lang tayo, lagi tayong sinasabihan ng mga teachers to actually read instructions.
Yes.
And now I get to
Yes.
appreciate why.
Oo, actually, 'di ba?
Sabi dito
Ayun.
ni sabi dito ni Angelito, red flag. Red flag daw yung pinagbawal. Grabe naman. Okay, actually, I love what the people are saying here on our comments. No? Sabi dito, reading is the gateway skill that makes all other learnings possible. Sabi ni Sir Dave. That's from
Yeah,
Obama. Okay, sabi ni Jeffrey, so many people neglect reading. Maraming gusto,
nila
instant info.
info. Yeah.
Yes, and when you read, you burn the information into your mind. I
Yeah,
agree.
that's right. That's right. Parang tinatatak mo talaga, no?
Yes.
Yes, ayun. So, ayun. So, if you're living on social media, maybe try to set aside some social media time and exchange it for reading time. It will
Yeah.
definitely change your life. Promise. All right. Okay, so speaking of social media, right? The fifth one
Mhm.
is the fifth tip is let go of your ego and any toxic behavior or any toxic habits or
Relate.
any toxic content. Okay, lahat na to. Let go of your ego and anything
Everything
that
toxic.
is toxic.
Habits,
Okay.
behavior, relationships, activities.
Yes. Yes, and okay, so we're not saying this is easy, okay? That's why we're just
Yeah.
generalizing it. But basically, malaki ka na, malalaki na tayong lahat, and I feel like we can tell what is healthy and unhealthy for us mentally, emotionally, and physically, right? So if something is not bettering you, don't invest your time on it because literally, time is money, right? So some examples that we can pinpoint right now. And we're not saying it's not about you if ma-mention namin to and you're doing it. It's just in general. We feel like this is something toxic because in the long run, if you keep on doing this, your physical health will deteriorate or your mental health will. Right? So avoid drinking too much or smoking, right? Overspending, gossiping, talking about other people and nothing more but about other people.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Going back to your toxic exes, if your previous relationship was really bad, right, or toxic. And this is not just about
Wag
romantic
marupok,
relationships.
basically.
Okay, yes, wag kang Gemerlin, okay? Wag tayong
Wait,
marupok.
ano yung Germany?
So, hindi na to yung season para maging Gemerlin, guys. So, just stop going back to those toxic things or let go of that thing. Let go of that thing. Try to let go. It's hard, and we're not gonna delve deep into how you can do it, but there are ways for you to do it. And actually, by doing the other tips that we're talking about, by replacing it with these healthy habits, that's actually the key. If you've read Atomic Habits by James Clear, that's a good book. That's a good recommendation if you want to change your habits and you want to let go of your toxic habits or behaviors or relationships. He
Yeah.
has a lot of recommendations there on how you can actually, quote unquote, get rid of those bad habits, right?
Yeah.
Ayun. Okay, sabi ni Angelito, yung hindi nagka-cut 'pag naabot na stop loss.
Nako, mapapagalitan.
Ano, maasa pa rin siya, gano'n. Ayun. Okay, sige, let's go. So, our sixth one, second to the last, okay, is to take courage and be ready to make a lot of mistakes.
Yes. Kanina,
Ayan.
no, I was saying na being in your 20s feel like you're lacking or you're running out of time. And at
Yeah.
the same time, this is a phase to also know na we have so much time left, or like we have so much in store for us in the future. No? So parang there are two sides of the coin to thinking this way. No? For example, the first one, when we feel like we're running out of time, parang we start to compare ourselves kasi with other people. Na tipong, bakit eto na yung na-achieve niya, right?
Right.
So what I always tell people is that people really bloom differently, right? And this is a time to really look for what it is that you want to do in life, to pursue your passions. And if you don't know your passion, no, sabi ni Gary V, one of my favorite na vlogger. Hindi si Gary V na Gary Valenciano.
I know. I see the same thing.
Yung
At
Gary
some
V
point
na
you have
vlogger,
to learn how
if
to
you guys are
pronounce his
familiar.
name. Yeah.
I know. I know. So yeah, so parang sabi niya, if you don't know your passion, just really try out things. Keep on trying things, no, until you realize at that moment na this is something that I want to do in my life, no. There is no
Yeah.
timeline, there's no perfect, what do you call this, perfect step by step guide on how to do life, on how to achieve your goals, right?
Yeah.
So there, yun yung point there. And then that feeling kasi of thinking na you have so much time or so much ahead of you, right? It can also have parang two sides of the coin. So the
Mm.
first one is, of course, you if you know this na you have so much time or so much things ahead of you, you start to think na, okay, in the future, ganyan, marami pa akong kailangang gawin, ito yung mga goals ko, right? But then, at the same time, on the other side of the coin, it makes you think na, ay, bukas ko na lang itong gagawin, may other time pa naman.
Yeah.
Ay,
Okay.
siguro pag na-achieve ko na to, tsaka ko na lang gagawin yung mga ganitong bagay,
That's
right?
right. Yung
So
when
that's
quote
why,
unquote when I get there mentality, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's
Or
why,
you procrastinate. That's right.
yeah, that's what we do. We procrastinate talaga when we think na we have so much time, but then the reality is we don't have much time. We don't hold the future. What we have is the present.
Yeah, that's right. Or for some people naman, they get stuck into like the troubleshooting stage. I remember, okay, so for those people here who are into design, I think design thinking is something that you can explore. You can start researching about this. It's really good. Just doesn't apply on designing buildings or architecture and stuff like that,
Mm-mm.
but the principles can also apply in life. And there's one thing there about prototyping. So they said, if you think of your life as an engineering problem or as a design problem, you always want to be prototyping because you just want to build a model and then test it and then till you make it 100% perfect, right? Or it's the same
Yeah.
for software development, yung sa waterfall methodology before Scrum or Agile got into the picture. Right.
Mm.
But that's not the case in real life, right? You don't want to tinker forever until you've got the seemingly perfect model, or in this case, life. That's not how it works, you know. So you just sometimes you just as Nike said, just do it. You just gotta do it. You just gotta jump and do it. And if you don't take the chance, how will you know? Like Amazon, Jeff Bezos,
Yeah.
he was the CEO of Amazon, and he said, given a 10% chance of 100 times payoff, you should take that bet every time. Right? He's
Ooh.
just literally he's just saying that, there's so much opportunities in life and you'll never know if you don't take that leap and try to explore that opportunity. And if you fail, at least you fail forward, right?
Yeah. That's the juicy part there. Fail forward. No, I
Yes.
I saw this on TikTok, Liz. Actually, kanina lang. Sabi niya, fail forward and move on fast.
Yes. Actually that is the concept behind all of these like design thinking, agile or scrum, for shout out to all of our mga jargons ng mga
Yeah.
software developers, ng mga designers, yan. That's the concept behind it. That's how they get things done. Yeah.
Yeah. Bilisan mo mag-move on.
Bilisan mo mag-move on, yes. Applicable din yun sa love life. Okay, so the last one, because we're running out of time and we have a raffle pa to spin the wheel. The last one is trust yourself and trust the process.
Yes.
Okay, so I think, and I say this because this was me when I was younger, when I was way younger. I think when we're in our early 20s, we have bright big dreams, like bright big future expectations of what we think our life should happen in when we're already 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. At least that was the case for me. I had a
Yeah,
list.
yung tipong
And I think
by 20 meron na akong sasakyan at bahay and
yes,
probably meron
yes.
na akong
Yes, at
But
29,
then,
I'll be married. At
surprise!
30, I have one child. Mga ganon.
But then, surprise, you guys!
But
We
surprise,
don't have
surprise, we're
our
not
own
there yet.
car and our own house.
Yes. Right? So, but I feel like that's okay. That
Yeah,
those
of course
dreams
it's
are
okay.
having big dreams and having that bright future. I think that's a real characteristic. If you have those, that's great, right? It's not the big plans or the outrageous dreams that is the problem, but the problem is how crazy our timeline of how quickly we want those plans and
To
dreams
happen.
to happen. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, Lord, or okay, Santa, like dapat on this date it should come in front of my doorstep with a big Christmas decoration or something. That's not how it works, right? So with anything that we do, we have to remember that great things take time.
Right.
It takes time. And your
Slowly.
early 20s, that is where you set the table. So there's this concept na parang we talked about, 'di ba, learn before you earn in your early 20s kasi in your early 30s and then early 40s, that's where you actually reap quote unquote the benefits. But then yung pinaka parang basic foundation ng thought na to is that when you're at your 20s, think of it this way. You're preparing for a feast, a big feast, and 20s is where you set the table. This is where pipili ka ng tablecloth, pipili ka ng plates and food to cook, right? You
Oh
learn
my
how to cook,
gosh.
right? You learn how to entertain the guests and stuff like that. Because it's where you set the table para in your 30s and 40s, you enjoy the feast. Because if you
Yeah.
don't take the time to set the table now, you're basically gonna starve later in life. I'm not saying it's not too early to turn around, and change your whatever situation you are at whatever stage in life. But I'm just saying it's gonna make it a lot easier if you show up right now, you do the work right now, and you persevere and you do all the other unglamorous words that won't make it in the 20 something Hallmark collection, right? Like, because there is such a picture of what 25 to 30 should be because of Netflix, social media, all these influencers, right? But that's just a snippet of the real. That's not real life. Okay? So do not compare where you are right now to their filtered version of life. Okay? So this is the time we're in. You got to trust yourself, do the hard work and trust the process.
Yes. Really trust the process. And kanina, no, Liz, no, we had the short icebreaker, no? So I asked you guys to, number one, list down the three things that you want to achieve in life, right? And
Yeah.
then the second one, I asked you guys to think of a person who already achieved these three things, right?
Yes.
And then the third one, I asked you guys, ano kaya yung habits? Ano kaya yung ginagawa ng taong to every day,
Yeah.
right? And then sino kaya yung mga ano kaya yung mga tipong tao yung mga nasa circle niya, right?
Right.
So I asked you guys to do that kasi we need to list down kung ano yung ginagawa ng ideal person na nasa mind natin, right? So yung
Right.
list na yon, yung list na ginagawa ng ideal person yon, now becomes the list of habits that you need to develop in your daily life, right? So now we're shifting the
Ayun.
perspective to what habits do I need to do every single day so that I can become the person that I want to be and achieve the things that I want to achieve. No, so
Right.
ibig sabihin, the habits that you create today makes who you are as a person who is worthy of achieving the three things that you listed kanina. So ibig sabihin, no, ibig sabihin, the things that you want in life boils down to what habits do you currently have, no?
Yun.
You can evaluate na tipong yung current na habits na meron ba ako, does it make me become a profitable trader in the future na tipong hindi ka nga marunong mag-cut agad or sumunod ng trading plan mo. Right? Mga simpleng ganon. Yung mga simpleng ganon,
May
guys.
hope strategy pa rin tayo, hope strategy. Naku po.
Yeah, nako talaga.
Yes, but that's true. Like, are the things that you're doing right now shaping the future self you want to be? Basically, that's it, eh, right? And here's the thing: if dito sa last na bit, this last bit of our talk right now, if you trust yourself, ang prerequisite nito is that you trust yourself if you're actually willing to do, as I mentioned, yung hindi ganun kagandang, the hard things, those things that you wrote down that the people you look up to are doing, because most of them are not that easy, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they're really hard, especially kung, if their habits is the complete opposite to what you're doing right now. But if you put in the work, if you show up and you're headed in the right direction, you're in the right community, like, believe and declare that what you want, it's gonna happen. There's hope for your future. And really, like, there's this verse in the Bible, I think it's Psalm 78:72, and it said there, with an upright heart he shepherded them and guided them with his skillful hand. So with
Yeah.
anything that you do, remember these two things. If your heart and your motives are in the right place, and 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 you're putting in the work, then God's gonna bless it. And the second one is, you are capable of achieving what you want, because we are God's child, and we have innate talents and gifts that He already put in us, that we just need to basically hone and master, so that we
Yeah.
can share it with others. So if you continue to do that, you just trust the process, and it will bear fruit. So
Yes.
yun. Ayun. So that's our 7 tips. We made it.
Okay, so siguro a short rundown of the 7 tips that we gave you guys. So again, the first one is to surround yourself with people who remind you more of your future than your past. And then we also talked about the 3 types of people that you need in your life, right? So the mentor, and then the people who are on the same level as you, and then the third one, people you can teach, right? And then the
Yeah.
second one, we talked about to start working on your mental and emotional health. No, and then the third one we talked about, start working on your financial health. That means researching, learning more, and investing in your skill set, investing in your emergency fund, insurance, savings. No, and also if trading is a skill that you want to learn, right? So we also talked about that one. And then the fourth one, we told you guys to keep reading and to read a lot. And then the
Yeah.
fifth point was to let go of your ego and any toxic behavior, relationships, activities, right? And then the sixth one, take courage and be ready to make a lot of mistakes so you learn early. Because,
Yes.
being at our 20s, we have this advantage to actually make a lot of mistakes and learn from them. Right? And then
Yeah.
the seventh one, the last one is, of course, to trust yourself and trust the process.
Ayun.
Okay.
Grabe. I hope you picked up something from there. So maybe before we end, we're gonna actually run the raffle. So earlier when we started, we asked you to fill out the form, and
Mhm.
we're gonna give away. Yeah, narinig ko na yung spin the wheel. Can you hear it?
Yeah, ako din eh. Ayan na.
Let's go,
Ayan na ang
Marielle.
ruleta.
Let's go, Marielle. Let's spin the wheel. So we're gonna have 6 winners tonight. Who's gonna take home? Parang ang laki,
How
no?
much?
But,
How much
but
again?
it is big. It is big because it is a passive income opportunity. 500 pesos worth of DFI shares that you can stake.
Ooh.
Ayan. All right. Okay, let's go. So let's run through our spin the wheel. Marielle, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Ayan. Grabe, no?
So
So,
there's more of this talaga inside TR. We give a lot.
yeah. So, this is just, ano lang to, guys? Patikim lang to. So,
Yeah. And I really appreciate na hindi lang, kunyari, we can send out GCash if we want to, but then we want to send out
yay!
DFI shares, passive income
Yes.
for
Yes. So,
everyone.
Ayun. So, congratulations to Joshua Tedoro. Yan.
Yay!
Yeah,
Say
so,
hi if that's you.
oo nga, if that's you, if you're still here, if you're still listening, pahay naman dyan sa chat. Joshua.
I hope
Okay.
he's still
So, yeah, so
watching.
Jella, I hope so too. But yeah, so Jella was saying, no, na instead of cash, we actually giving away DFI shares or because we want to promote then there are ways for you to earn money right now passively, right? And one of those
Yes.
is staking. So, ayan, Joshua is still here. Ayan, congratulations.
Yon! Congratulations!
Ayan, okay. So, our winner will announce later how you can claim your prizes. Ayan. So, our second winner is... Let's go. Naku po, ito na naman si Boss Lloydie. Hi, Boss
Ayan na.
Ken.
Hi, Boston.
Okay. Their second winner is Roz Joshua Ignacio. Ayan, say
Yay!
hi. If you're here and you're still listening.
Congratulations!
All right.
There. Okay, so Julius sent a comment, no? So sabi niya, if you haven't created a DFI account, yeah, here's our official link. You can click yung link on our comment section.
Yeah. And you can create one para ma-transfer namin yung shares mo. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. Our third winner.
Yeah, and also if you want to claim your prize, no, answer a form din na sinend ni Julius on the comment section.
Yes. Okay.
Let's go!
Our third
Dito
winner.
ba tayo, Liz? Wala tayo dito, no?
I don't know. Parang.
Oh, ay, hindi ako nag-fill out ng form. But
Hindi ka
okay.
nag-
We should just there.
Hindi ka nag-fill out. Okay. Congratulations kay Boss Dave Paurillo. Hi, Sir Dave. Are you here?
Congratulations. Actually,
Dave?
he was active in commenting sa atin kanina. Si
Kanina?
Boss. Yes.
Okay. All right. How many was that? Was that 3?
3 pa lang. I think we have to give out.
Okay. Okay. 3. We're gonna spin for 3 more winners.
Yes. So we're gonna
Let's
give 6 500 peso worth of shares ng DFI. Okay, so for our fourth winner, grabe guys, no, nanood lang kayo ng stream ng live.
500 pesos na stakeable crypto. O, diba?
Yeah.
Let's go! Alright!
Ooh.
Uy!
Naku,
Uy! 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 Uy!
ano
Uy!
pa?
Uy!
Gumagalaw
Hi,
pa.
Lo!
Yan. Congratulations,
Go,
Lo.
Lo! Congratulations, Lo! Ayan. So, Lo Tapala is one of our project managers in TR.
Yes.
Yan. And he runs our trading competitions, actually. Okay, so our fifth winner. Is that right? Or fourth?
Fifth na.
Fifth.
Congrats, Lo.
Okay. Alright. Naku po! Congratulations!
Gumagalaw pa.
Congratulations, Kat!
Awesome.
Ayan! Naku, nasaan si Badong?
Nasaan si Bado?
It's okay, Badong. Okay, and our last one. Our last winner for tonight, who's gonna win 500 pesos worth of DFI shares?
Is no other than
Let's go. Uy. Naku po, mananalo pa yata yung Prime Minister natin.
no.
Ano? Ayan. Congratulations to Aaron Angelo Garcia.
Yay!
Ayan.
Congrats, guys! Again, for you guys to claim your prize, no, merong link na sinend si Julius there on the comment section for you guys to claim your prizes.
Yes. Ayan. Okay, so please fill out the form sorry, please click the link, create an account, and then answer the form to claim your prize.
Yes.
All right. Okay, ayon. So thank you so much to Julius, our Prime Minister sa Davao, to Badong, to Mariel sa tech natin sa back end, and to
Yes.
everyone who tuned in right now. Thank you so much for your time, and we hope may napulot kayo dito sa TR Radio Talk with Gela and I.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. And good night to everyone.
Good night. Have a good rest, and sana masarap ang ulam niyo
Yes.
bukas.
Right.
What is Trading Republic? No, wait. Who cares? The question is, what can Trading Republic be for you? And you know what they say? Show, don't tell. Join the best trading community ever.